Well, well, well. Look who's back. I'm Don. It's late. I'm up. Hi. Let's watch a movie, shall we? Welcome to the 12:30 a.m. showing of RoboCop. Um, if you're watching this in the future, I hope the world is a better place by the time this is getting to you. You'll have to forgive me for my half nasally thing. I took a few days off. Well, actually, a couple weeks off from this. But in there, I had a cold, and I've still been kind of fighting the sinus nose thing. I don't know. Um, Usually, when I do these live streams, one of the things I do is make a little theme, or I have an excuse for why I'm watching what I'm watching. And let's be honest, RoboCop is what it is. It's comfort food. All right. It's the end of February. It's been with the winter, although it's starting to get a little spring early, which is kind of hot, literally. But sorry, I cracked myself up there. But it's been like just, winter. So I'm ready for spring to get here. I'm ready to see flowers and blue skies and all of that stuff. So I decided that since the seasonal affective disorder is just getting to me, man, it's wearing me down. I'm anxious for beautiful days. So let's have some comfort food. All right, let's watch some of the best movies there are to watch. That's just like watch it a million times. So tonight's entry is RoboCop. You can't go wrong with that. I see we're already filling up in the chat here. That's my people. Below me here is a link to vote for me for YouTube Entertainer of the Month. I've been nominated a handful of times now, and I feel bad having my name hog up getting attention for new subscribers. So let's go ahead and try to win it this time. We got 9 days left. I'll do a handful of these movies and add to my collection of stuff I've been live streaming. It's the reason I like to do these batch streams, as you get good 5 or 6 new movies. Let's see Mark Maron put out 10 hours of content in a week. In your face, Maron. Anyways, so if you would like to go to this link right here, I see a couple people just left. I figure that's where they're going, is to vote for me because I have the best people ever. And let's see who's in the chat here. I see my friend Echo Cero is here. He's already saying that every one vote for me equals one taco for him. And then I responded that I'm not responsible for claims made by Echo Cero. He also says, LOL, but tacos, which you can't really argue with. You know what I mean? Like, has there ever been an argument that you could lose with, but tacos? How very Keanu Reeves of me. And I said, agreed, tacos indeed. He also claims that RoboCop is for free tacos. And Mr. Bone showed up just in time to save me from that bad taco conversation and point out that he'd buy that for $1. That's one of the things that's great about this movie is there are so many damn memorable, quotable. That's why I call it comfort food. This is macaroni and cheese right here. This movie, it's a blanket of a film for me. So I'd buy that for $1. All of it. Bitches leave. You know what I mean? Right there. That's on bumper stickers. Echo points out again, wants free tacos. I can't help you, man. Hey, Spicoli's here. Que pasa, my man? Spicoli's the coolest. I'm glad you're here, buddy. And Mr. Bone points out owl indeed. And once again, Echo is still trying to get free tacos out of this thing. Oh, thank God May is here to save us. Hello, Mayanne. Welcome. I'm sorry I false flagged on you last night. There was going to be a surprise stream last night, a pop-up, and May kind of snitched me out to Mr. Bones, but I was having tech issues. Even today, I still see the little StreamYard thing that pops up over here that says the Wi-Fi signal is sketch. So if I disappear for a sec, I'll be right back on as soon as it reconnects. We've had this happen in streams before, but I believe in us. I think if it's like in Peter Pan, when you wish Tinkerbell back to life, if we all just wish really hard, the Wi-Fi signal will be stronger. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned till the end, and believe in Wi-Fi power. I don't know what the hell that means. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. See, there you go. There's another one. What's he say? Behave yourselves, or something like that. Let's see here. They're welcoming May. RoboCop is a hell of a movie, even a little violent, which is why it got turned into a cartoon for kids. That is one of the things the 80s were good for. They would market stuff that was clearly for adults, and then somehow it would just end up in the hands of children. Like Rambo. Rambo's super violent, and they made a cartoon out of it. Every Chuck Norris movie, he's kicking people's faces in, and they made Chuck Norris comic books and toys. And Yeah, even the Ninja Turtles, when they started out, that was supposed to be like a satire comic book thing for, kind of like, I don't know, early 20s or late teens. It's supposed to be for grown-ups, not for children. So the 80s were awesome for that. Freddy Krueger, Freddy Krueger became like a popular Halloween costume for children under 10. Ridiculous. 59 Survivor VHS wearing down, but I have to watch some of this with y'all. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for dropping by. He was here last time, I believe. Hey, Don Spicy Fork, yeah, May saying hello to everybody, and they're all saying everything back. You are right, Mickey Mouse is magical, especially in Fantasia. See? And then Echo, Bro, and Mustard May. That's them. Last night, Mr. Bones and Mayanne, and was Echo there too? I believe Echo was there for the, what did you guys watch? Tater Burger Town, whatever the Tater City. Is that what it's called? Teeter City? Whatever the hell it's called. Mr. Bones Boneyard is a classic, great watch along. He's always got a good group on. I've been on there before. So yeah, be sure to check out our buddy, Mr. Bones Boneyard. You can hear Mayanne. She's a hoot, as the owl says. Anyways, so we should probably get started here on RoboCop. I'm streaming it on Max, previously HBO Max. Don't get confused with some other Max, Max Headroom. I don't know. But it's 12:36 Central Time, so that's 1:36 a.m. Eastern Time for those of you who are good at math or bad at math. I'm here to help. But yeah, I'm going to watch this streaming on Max. We'll get started here in a couple minutes, so in case anybody wants to watch live along. But it's RoboCop. Am I really going to spoil anything? You know what I mean? This was directed by Paul Verhoeven. Well, we'll talk about Verhoeven in a second. I see more people are pulling in here in the chat. Mayanne points out that they watched Tater City against her wishes. So yeah, if you like to hear someone watch a movie for the first time and being held hostage and watching something they don't want to watch, that's the ideal first time watch, isn't it? Tater City and Tater Burger. Yeah, that's what I thought they were. What did I say the first one? Tater Town? That sounds like a video game. Hey, our friend Patrick is here. Hello, one and all. Yeah, Patrick, I'm on slightly early for you this time. Usually I'm on at 1 or 2 a.m., but I decided to go a little early today. Tomorrow, one of my neighbors has been going through tough times money-wise, and her car got repossessed, and all her stuff was in it because they come take it in the middle of the night, right? So she has to drive like an hour away to get everything out of her car from some junkyard. So I told her I would drive her over there because how else is she going to get there? I don't think a bus goes like 48 or whatever, 36 miles away or whatever the hell it is. So tomorrow morning, I told her I would take her over there before noon. So we got to get started a little early so Daddy can get some sleep to do his good deed for tomorrow. Thank you, Patrick, for joining us. Once again, pinned to the top of the chat is a link to my friend Al Lucard's video for nominating the YouTube Entertainer of the Month. If you see what that's up there for, go to the comment section, vote for Don or Night Owl or your best buddy Don, the coolest guy ever. That's a bit much. I don't think you need to go that far. Anyways, we're approaching 12:40 here. We'll go quick. I was once on there and they tried to get following me, but it was too hard. Oh, snap. I might check out a new RoboCop video game if I can find some reviews. Yeah, RoboCop is one of those things that they've just prostituted so bad. Video games, comic books, toys, clothes, like it's a legitimate brand. Patrick is always coming on my streams and pushing for Starship Troopers. Paul Verhoeven, yes, once again, we'll get to him in a second when the credits come in. Erica, Swamp Kitty, Swamp Kitty, Sorry, it's a spicy jam, man. It's in the clubs. Let's see here. It's fun. I go for playing for sure. So see, Spicoli was a review Echo just asked for. That's how my chat does it. You ask and ye shall receive. Mr. Bone says her reactions to Burger was better than to City. So you'll have to check out the double feature in here. May just grossed out for the yep. They're pointing out amazing pointing out yuck. Yep, and then Mr. Bone says Swamp Kitty. Everybody's welcoming Erica. She's awesome. If you haven't checked out our friend EA Horror, Erica's just like super cool. So I always enjoy when the cool kids hang out. And speaking of the cool kids hanging out, here's our buddy Professor Macabro. Greetings and salutations, my friend. And Brian's masked. Brian is also awesome. Brian is like the nicest guy. I'll wake up in the morning and there'll be like a first comment from Brian. It's like, "Hey man, good stream." It's like, "You are a wonderful person, Brian. You need to have some sort of app where you just contact folks." Oh, I guess that's what this is, right? Never mind. I'm way ahead of my time. Oh, come on, you apes don't want to live forever. See, he loves Starship Troopers. I'm a horror fan, of course. I repossessed in the car. Haunted by the ghost instead of a logical thing. Mayanne thought when I said the car got repossessed that it was possessed like Christine. So obviously she's with me. That's why I love Mayanne. She thinks in horror. Not the face, not the face. This is a nightmare, Mayanne. I'm assuming that's when I was doing the Swamp Kitty jam. Everybody's thanking me for their shout outs because I love having these. Oh, see, even he's a Swamp Kitty, Swamp Kitty. I don't know if you've seen Swamp Kitty. All right, 12:40. That's enough of me vamping to let people find this on Max. I'm going to go ahead and press watch now. Let's see. The star of this movie is Peter Weller. Well, our better get started. It's going to be a long night. All right. We start with the MGM logo. Why is this making noise? It's supposed to be quiet. Okay, hold on. There we go. I want to get in trouble with the YouTube algorithm bots. Whenever I'm imagining the bots are coming for me, it's like that scene in The Matrix where the squid robots are chasing me. Like that's what I feel like when I'm breaking some sort of copyright law, that the bots are coming for me, man. So there's the Orion start. Cheers. Or is it Orion? Everybody knows the famous belt of Orion. Robocop. Do you think Robocop is one word or two words? Because when you put it in, it's two words, but a compound word. But to me, it feels like a two word, maybe a hyphen. I don't know. I love these. It starts off with a satirical. Well, this whole thing is satirical, obviously. Duh, it's RoboCop. But these little news vignettes. So we start off with seeing, just like the stuff going on in the world. So it's brilliant writing and filmmaking right off because we don't need to see the world. We get this little like glimpse of what it is through the news, which is, sort of a statement about how we live, RoboCop is the most absurd thing in the world that is also deep as deep can be. Like it's perfect. It's for like, if you want to go deep into the whole like Jesus rebuilding, thoughts of corporate structure and all this stuff that when you go through Wikipedia, there's all these themes of like, humanity and religion and this is one of the only movies where the robot itself knows its own humanity. Like C-3PO and them don't have that. So this movie has lots of like philosophical things going on in it as this man explores his own sense of self that he's lost. All right, enough pontificating and rambling. Let's see what's going on with this here. People are saying hello to each other. Oh, now Professor, since Patrick has been pushing the Starship Troopers, now Macabre wants to know if he can make some requests. He wants to do wants me to do Howling 2, Strike Commando, or Hot Shots Part 2. Howling 2 especially. I should do a Howling 1 and 2 double feature some night because Howling 1 is truly great and then Howling 2 is truly boobs. So yeah, it's a perfect Professor double feature. You get a little brainy content up front and then you just go to bed with booby remix. Tonight I will be drinking the Newcastle Ale. Sorry, jeez. There we go. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I can't help you. So here we see we're in Detroit. This is another one of those things when I was a kid, then when this movie made a joke about Detroit going bankrupt, it just seemed absurd to me. Like that was kind of a satirical joke in the movie, like a city goes bankrupt. And then about like 10 or 15 years after the movie, it really did go bankrupt. It blew my mind. Like RoboCop was right. It's RoboCop. Why is it prophetic? Yeah, Professor, I will possibly do a request, but I do need to see. a Howling double feature. We need to have next full moon. When's full moon? This week, like Friday or something? I'm on a comfort mood kick. We'll see. Let's see. Are you doing the theatrical or the extended version, Don? Oh, this is whatever's on Max. So I believe it's an hour and 47 minutes. So I believe that's probably the theatrical. Or are you talking about Howling 2? Here we see one of many Paul Verhoeven's things that came true. We have co-ed bathrooms. Like, all right. At the time, it seemed ridiculous. And then once again, it's like, nope, something that just ended up coming true. Many a person coming going over. What the fuck a swamp kitty is? If they use their head, they can figure it out. Hopefully. Howling to your sister's a werewolf, Mac. No on the VHS cases 1, 2, or 3. That's where we defer to them and explain to Erica. Yeah. Macabro's laughing because Sybil Danning shows her boobs like 17 times. Well, that's what I'm saying. They know their movie sucked, so they did one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen at the end of a movie. They're like, okay, this movie's eh. I wouldn't say it sucks. It's eh. But then they're just like, the best part of it is Sybil Danning's boobs. So let's just have like this techno song play, almost like this Mortal Kombat dance track, and then just have boobs. It's like you can't not leave in a good mood. Let's see here. Yes, 59 Survivor of VHS's Total Recall. I was talking earlier, this was directed by Paul Verhoeven. He did, let me get the rundown here because it kind of half blew my mind. In a 10-year stretch, he did Robocop, Total Recall, Basic Instinct, Showgirls, Starship Troopers. And then he comes back with Hollow Man, and everything after that sucks. But that 10-year stretch, like we've all heard of those. Even Showgirls, which sucks, is like memorable. We're all like, did you ever see Showgirls where she licks the pole? Like, man. So yeah, his Basic Instinct, like I watched Wild Things on Video Tasties, my friend Gareth's channel. Drink every time I mention Gareth. So I watched that over there, and I brought up that I felt like Wild Things and a bunch of other movies were clones or spawns of Basic Instinct, because that movie just made a bunch of money and had everybody talking, and the erotic thriller with big stars became a thing. Like Bruce Willis was in The Color of Night, and Madonna was in that damn movie where she humps Willem Dafoe on the car. And yeah, even Sliver is basically a trying to capitalize on that. So, even his lesser films like Basic Instinct and Showgirls just kill. And then Total Recall, if you're a sci-fi dork or an Arnold dork like me, I'm a double dork on those. You can't go wrong. He kills it. He's the satire king, I feel like. He really knows how to play it straight, but make funny commentary in the imagery. Once again, let's take a break from me rambling. And Patrick wants to know, is Swamp Kitty related to Hello Kitty? Only in July and August. Let's see here. Brian wants to know if I can do a Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2 night. Hellraiser 1 and 2 I really enjoy, and everyone after that I don't like. I've been meaning to go through and watch them all sometime so I could understand the series better, even the new updated one on Hulu. But I just feel like those first two is really all you need in that series. So that's a good suggestion. Macabro knows that we all get him. Let's see here, like Film Idiocracy, Prophetic, Demolition Man, get ready for these 3 seashells. Yeah, exactly. Idiocracy and Demolition Man, the 3 seashells. Idiocracy especially. Sometimes I'll just see folks doing stuff and I'm like, I'm living in Idiocracy, aren't I? But it's got electrolytes. Water, like in the toilet? Detroit looks the same today as it did in 1987. Damn near. I did go there, oh God, how many years ago? 5 years ago or something. The downtown area I went to previously, like maybe 15 years ago. and it sucked. And then I went there about like 5 years ago, and it's better now. So it's doing the urban reclamation thing where the sports arenas in the downtown area have attracted businesses, and it's nice in a patch. The rest still looks like the Bronx. It's like burnt out and destroyed. Well, actually, the Bronx is nice now, so that's a bad reference. Except Joe Louis is gone, replaced by Little Caesars Arena. Yeah. Well, the baseball park and the what is it, in the basketball arena there? I can't even think of what it's called. The Ford Field is right there. The football stadium. Nothing sadder than a swamp kitty with a deforested area. Ooh, that's now we're getting a little racy. Tonight's show brought to you by Kittyscaped. Showgirls watch party. Yeah. Yeah. That movie mildly scarred me in a lot of ways. Like, I like Showgirls, but it's like Requiem for a Dream. It left me troubled afterwards. We might have to watch it sometime and just tell everybody, look, this is a stream for the adults. This is Adult Swim tonight, kids. Literally, in that pool scene. That's one of the things that scarred me. It's like, I don't want a lady to make love to me like that. Be nice. That should be my intro to this, all my new videos. Showgirls is hard to find with the wild VHS. Basic Instinct I found on Laserdisc. Video Tasties, Rock On. Yeah, see, they know. Downtown is the only semi-safe area. Yeah, exactly. There was a point there where you could like buy houses in Detroit for like literally $5. You had to pay the taxes and do like all the other the build the house up again and stuff. But yeah, they were basically just selling property dirt cheap because they want people to move there and build it back up. Erica points out anyone who'll hump Willem Dafoe has a taste for roughness. Exactly. That was around the time she made that erotica book, and she was into freaky stuff. I think they even have like a candle wax scene in that. Like Madonna gets candle wax poured on her. Even Shannon Tweed blushed. She's like, that's a bit much. Our friend Jamie Hart is here. Yeah. I love when Jamie drops by. Let's see. Patrick says Madonna was sexy in Body of Evidence. She played a great villainess. You know what? She was half sexy in it, but it's been a minute since I've seen it. Like I said, it was around the time she was on her trying to be overly sexy phase, like with that book Erotica and all that stuff. But I've always thought Madonna was half hot, especially around that time, around the Dick Tracy Express Yourself video time. Madonna was key. Hellraiser 1 and 2 are the only ones I like. Attaboy. Oh, and everybody's welcoming Jamie because she rules. I have a short on the Demolition Man theory. It still needs to work, but it's solid. Yeah, sometimes when I'm really struggling for like if you just need to think about something to get rid of the hiccups or something, yeah, try to figure out how to use the 3 seashells. In the movie I'm actually watching, but I'm not watching, we see the Ed, what is it, 209? To me, this is a joke that I think I'm reading too much into. His name is Ed, like ED, erectile dysfunction. So it's like this big monster gun, like it's like a metaphor for how big guns are supposed to replace the penis or whatever. So when Ed comes walking in with the giant machine guns, that's what I always think. It's like ED, yeah. We are so close to living in idiocracy. It's never funny. I swear it. And then I feel like a dick for being judgmental about people. Like, I'll be like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? And I'm like, well, quit being so uppity. Like, you're not better than other people. And it's like, no, sometimes I am. I just watched a lady make a left-hand turn from the right-hand lane and almost kill everybody. Let's see here. Everybody's welcoming. Requiem is dangerous. So good, though. Aronofsky will take out the rent leases in your head. Yeah, for sure. Jamie's all down for a Showgirls watch along. Well, you're a big Kyle MacLachlan mark, right? So yeah, I figured you'd be in on that. But that's when I've seen. I rented it when it came out because I was in college, so it was like the perfect age to see at that time. And you have the fellas over and you watch Showgirls, and it gets uncomfortable. Like, all right, this Jesse Spano went a little too far here for us. Patrick wants me to do Malibu Express. I've actually seen Malibu Express probably like 5 or 6 times. That was a late night cable classic, because I'm up in the middle of the night. So if you're watching Cinemax or whatever, of course Malibu Express is on at 2 a.m. That and Hard Ticket to Hawaii. I've seen both of those more than a handful of times. Pardon the pun of handful. Just Do What I Do. Showgirls is Saved by the Bell spinoff, focusing in a caffeine-fueled Jesse Spano. Totally changes the way you look at it. That's kind of what I thought too. Like, you just pick it up. And same with Baywatch is a spinoff of Beverly Hills 90210 with Tiffany Amber Thiessen. So here we see Murphy and I always forget her damn name. What is Nancy Allen's name? We've been through this before. I think there was another one I couldn't remember. It's Brooks, maybe? Why can't I think of her name? The chat's gonna beat me to it before I can look it up. Damn it, the race is on. Bob Morton, Alex Murphy, and Lewis. Damn it. And then let me see who beat me to it. Jamie says she can't stay long. She has an early flight in the morning, heading to Florida to attend Hogwarts. Oh, that's right. The wand chooses the wizard. You have fun. Make sure to post lots of pictures on Instagram and stuff. I'll actually dig that stuff for sure. I'm curious what goes on there. Tell me stuff. Give me info, like Johnny 5. I need input. I was waiting to say hello via JT Horror Discussion. I'm very loyal. Lynchy and his films help me. Oh, that's right. Yeah, JT and Jamie are supposed to watch Fire Walk with Me at some point. I should scoop in and steal Jamie for Fire Walk with Me. I'd like to watch that with her too. I should talk to JT and get in and on it. That's what I need to do. Never mind. I went from being evil to nice right in front of you guys. I hope you have a magical time, Jamie. Have a butterbeer for me. Oh yeah, say hi to Dobby. Let's see here. Digging Alley is the best French fries. Swamp handful. The pool flopping scene. She was so rough that Kyle threw his back out. I totally believe that. And then there's that part where she gives him the lap dance too. Like, I mean, she's pretty and her body's banging. You know, she's obviously got in good shape for the movie, but she's so rough. Like he just doesn't even look like he's having fun. Like, it's like, man, lady, be nice. Let's see here. Nancy Allen was so good in Blowout. Cheetah, yeah, he was, Patrick. I love Blowout. I've watched it probably a handful of times recently. Since I've been bopping around to these hotels, it's frequently on cable. So you catch stuff over and over again, and it's like, oh, I'll watch Blowout again. I watched Batman, 67? Whatever. The Adam West one, the movie version, Shark Repellent. I watched that damn thing probably like 5 times over the course of 4 days. It's like, ooh, Batman's on again. Ooh, the West Coast version of Batman is on again. So yeah, Blowout is a must-see, especially for movie lovers, because there's the whole thing where Travolta is a filmmaker and all that. Well, an audio guy. So here we see Murphy and Lewis are trying to catch up to the gang, and they're riding behind that bread truck, and they do the part where they take one of the villains and just throw it at the cop car. Like that. I don't even know how to describe how hilariously awesome that is. Like, a lot of this feels like, oh God, what's that Troma movie? Chat, get me. The Troma movie where they're ramming into people's with cars and they collect the points. Is that Toxic Avenger? Is that Class of 84? I can't remember. Class of Nukem High, I mean. The chat will have me on this. Do I have ads in Max? Not on mine. I'm assuming you mean advertisements. Nice. Yeah, exactly. You can watch me. You can watch me grow as a person in front of you. Showgirl. Professor says that Showgirls era Jesse Spano can rough him up any day of the week. Yeah, that's what I mean. She's really pretty, so it's hard to like say no. Boy, that got gross. Hard and no. But the thing is, it doesn't look fun. There's nothing about it that's like, that would make my day better. It's like, I think I would go home with like bruised thighs. Like, I don't know. Something to be said for bruised thighs. My man, Pat Master. Hello, sir. Nate the man. Nate's awesome. Cheetah points out it's Batman 66. I think I said 69 to be funny, but I probably meant it deep down inside. So here's the part where Lewis has the gun on a dude while he's peeing, and then he's like, mind if I zip this up? And he kind of turns around, and as soon as she looks at his dong, he punches her in the face. You got caught slipping, Lewis. And he punches her like she falls like 4 stories. But this whole stuff here with them, going into the warehouse and this old rusted out, like all these movies take place like sci-fi movies have the old foundry factory in them. You know what I mean? Sci-fi movies have you believe that factories are just abandoned everywhere and you can move in and set up your evil lair in there. Or in the middle of the night, go have a big fight in one and just turn on all the machines by pressing a couple buttons. You can get lava to start flowing in these damn things. No safety regulations. Where's OSHA? We can do a fire watch when we watch one down. I get back, we'll set something up. Thank you so much, Jamie, because I'm a fan of it too. And there's not that many people that are. People rag on it because the show is so good that I just admire that they went and like tied things up like they said they would. So, and that movie's creepy as hell. Like that's a movie that gives you feelings. Well, all David Lynch movies do. That's his thing. He knows how to like make imagery and noise just make you be like, I feel away all of a sudden. So, Blow, I want to say is Quentin Tarantino's favorite thing. Yeah, I believe that is one of his favorites of all time. I think, what are his 3 favorites? Rio Bravo, Blowout, and is it Thing from Another World, maybe? I know he's a big Howard Hawks mark. I think he also likes Bringing Up Baby is another one he champions a lot. Those boots literally kick ass, Professor. One of my favorite scenes in any movie. Yeah. What question did you last time? But I love trivia, so shoot. I don't know. I'm already lost. But when I do know, I'll make sure to yell it out loud. But I know you have to leave to get up for your trip. So if somebody else in the chat knows, let me know. Patrick points out Gina Gershon did Bound with Jennifer Tilly. I love Bound. Like to me, the Wachowskis' work starts to go down after the success of The Matrix, but you can see in Bound where all the awesome stuff that ends up in The Matrix, like the old buildings, the way they shoot hallways and old just old houses and stuff from the 40s and like the kind of Victorian way they shoot things, and the cameras go on the walls and stuff. Yeah, that movie itself is just a good gangster noir. That's another one that falls right into that line with Wild Things and those. Let's see here. Bound, the Asylum Mockbuster, 50 Shades of Grey with Cordelia from Buddy and Angel. The Asylum, they have no shame. Like, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Peter Weller's about to get his arm blown off by Red Foreman. I love that when they did that 70s show, they got the evil guy from Robocop to be the dad, because we feel like we already know this bastard as soon as we see him. And there's Ray Wise. Ray Wise is wonderful. Speaking of David Lynch. Yeah, I'm just hard not to watch. And I love the way the bad guys just crack up. Like they're so villainous. One of the things I pointed out on another stream is when bad guys have fun, they're more enjoyable. Like the Batman's Joker is one of the best villains of all time because he's just having fun being awful. So even if he's doing something terrible, like, crippling Barbara Gordon or whatever, if he's giggling, you kind of are along for the ride. And that's how these villains in this are. They just completely, murder this guy. They blow his arm off, all this stuff, but they're cracking up and loving every second of it. There's all this stuff that they talk about with this being like Jesus imagery, where RoboCop, the way he's dismembered and the way, or Peter Weller, I'm sorry. Sorry, they just shot his arm off. It got totally brutal. There's all this imagery that's supposed to be like Christ-like imagery where he comes back from the dead and all this. So there, Red Foreman just put the bullet in his head and we just see Peter Weller fall back. Man, Peter Weller's so good in this. Peter Weller's really good in, what's it called? Firstborn, I think, maybe. He plays like a dude, basically the stepfather in a stepfather movie. He's the evil guy Terry Garr marries, and then his mom, the son, figures out that Peter Weller's up to no good, selling coke and doing all this stuff. But Peter Weller was also Batman. Speaking of Batman, he was the voice of Batman for a while and some of those DC Universe comics or motion comics. Pat wants to know the timestamp. Oh, I apologize. I have been slipping on that. I'm watching it on Max, so it only shows how much is left, which is annoying as hell. But there's a 1:18:40 left. So I imagine that's probably somewhere around the 25-minute mark. Right now, they're just rushing Peter Weller's body and Murphy. They're rushing his body into surgery. He's just been, he's barely alive. But here's where we go to the point of view. This is the first time we see the point of view stuff, which is great. Patrick says he owns the same Bound, that Asylum version. Of course he does. Patrick is he's the master at finding awesome good deals on DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff. He goes to libraries. I never thought of that. That's brilliant. So each week he's always getting new hauls from different libraries or different stores and places that he finds that has just like really great deals. A lot of previewed stuff. So the idea that you have that Bound doesn't surprise me. Here we see all these great first-person shots of Murphy's brain as it's like emptying out, and he's losing his humanity and it's fading away. And we see his wife and his family, and we're seeing the point of view where they're putting like the hose in his throat and everything. Like this is all handheld to make it feel real close and active. And he's having flashbacks to his own murder and stuff. This is just great filmmaking. Like for a movie that I say is a satire, this right here is very emotional, gory, heavy duty stuff. Speaking of gore, the special effects were done by Rob Bottin, the guy who did The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. And I believe he also did The Howling too, maybe? Or was it? Yeah, I believe he did The Howling. And I think he's also did maybe the stuff for, actually he wasn't, I don't believe he did do the stuff for The Fog, but he was in The Fog, perhaps. Professor points out he loves Miguel Ferrer in this. He's so good in Hot Shots Part 2. I walked into that one. Miguel Ferrer is awesome. He's good in The Night Flyer, Stephen King's Dracula on a Plane movie. That's a classic. I'd buy that for $1. There you go. The stuff where he eats his own poop and it's like baby food. Like just little things always come back to my mind in this. The New Year's Eve party where the drunk lady and scientist kisses him on his cheek. Was there? Like the imagery always sticks with me from this movie. It's great filmmaking. When it first came out, it kind of did okay, but since it's become a classic, like in the Wikipedia, that's all they talk about is how people think it's so brilliant now and stuff. Gina Gershon is in Thanksgiving. She unfortunately does the last song though, so she stars in the Best of the Best 3 with Philip Reed. That's where I first seen her. Gina Gershon, I mainly know her from Bound. But she's also, goodness, I can't. Now you're gonna make me be thinking about all the Gina Gershon movies. Typecasting the 70s guy, Dad. Oh yeah, I'm behind on the chat. I was just thinking if he threatens to put his foot up anyone's ass in this movie. That's what I was thinking when I saw him. It's like, you're going to be wearing your ass for a hat. Let's see here. Ray Wise is such an underrated actor. Yeah, he's great. He should be in more stuff. He's really good in Dead End. But obviously, what is it? Jeepers Creepers 2? I believe he's in another one. They totally did that to Chuck Connors in Tourist Trap. It's frightening to watch the rifleman go wrong. Yeah, Tourist Trap is a great one. That's Joe Bob Briggs' favorite horror movie of all time. Or maybe it's his favorite slasher. But either way, Joe Bob Briggs shoots out how great Tourist Trap is. Yeah, here's the New Year's party with the drunk lady who kisses RoboCop. But I like this. You get to see like his infancy. He's laying here helpless, almost like he's in a coma. And you can see him slowly building his sense of a world again in his new computer brain. This is all just great stuff. Even this shot here where the screen is covered in plastic and we are revealed. Their Robocop was one word. Let's see here. I apologize for my typos. I'm on my phone. The damn little keyboard does not go with my chubby gloved fingers. He's wearing his gloves. I love the professor so much. No, I feel you, man. I got these big alien face hugger fingers, and it's hard to get like the little, thing. Even when I try to do the thumbs, it sucks. So no, I can't. My left thumb doesn't want to work. I never learned that part of the typing. I still hunt and peck with my fingers. So I can't be pissed at anybody for their phone typing. Let's see here. If you would have called Murphy a dumbass. Yeah, exactly. That's Kurtwood Smith. Robocop died and came back and saved us from our sins like Optimus Prime. Exactly. You get it, Professor. You understand Jesus Savior imagery in these pointless movies. Like, why in Robocop and Transformers? It's like, really, that's part of the, Joseph Campbell Hero with 1,000 Faces journey thing or whatever. The resurrection of a mentor, like it happens in Lord of the Rings, it happens in the Star Wars movies, the Gandalf stuff. Your hero has to learn from a mentor, and then he loses his mentor, and that's how he becomes he or she. Don't mean to be a sexist jerk. That's how he or she becomes a better person. But by now they're on their own without their mentor. But we need the mentor so the character has someone to talk to. So they often bring back some sort of Force Ghost or Gandalf the White or whatever. As we took a deep sidetrack into resurrection storytelling with things. Patrick says Autobots roll out. We need Ice Lord for that. Our buddy Wes, the Ice Lord, does it perfect. But Patrick actually does a good Autobots roll out. I side with the Blade Runners. I have no problem with machines if they operate correctly. Yeah, they've seen things your eyes could never see. Any of you all seen the Peter Weller, Sam Elliott buddy action movie Shakedown? I think I have. That one sounds real familiar. That's one of those that like just came back to me. My brain completely deleted it, and as you say it, I'm like, wait a minute. It's like what's that movie with Sam Elliott and Whoopi Goldberg? Like sometimes movies just come back to me like, oh yeah, I completely forgot about that one. My brain just dug it back up. Patrick says that Murphy looks like Kennedy in Dallas. Yeah, exactly. Bill Hicks used to have a joke about how when they were on the plane, a bunch of the guys like from the government were having sex with the hole in Kennedy's head because they were so happy he was dead. There, I just lost all my viewers. They all just went away. Thanks, Bill Hicks. You can almost see the reflection in the Silent Hill artwork in the background. Yeah. Burn the witch. They're burning witches, even if you aren't one. Taylor Swift. Hashtag asshat. Not to flex, but I own the Criterion release of Robocop. Think it was the only way to get the extended version, at least until the Blu-ray came out. No, you feel free to flex. This is all about physical media flexation here, my friend. If you got physical media muscles, get them oiled up for this channel because I'm pro physical media, especially since I've been doing these streams. I'm really more aware of how hard it is to find some of the things I think is classics. Like I wanted to watch Bride of Frankenstein. It's like, oh, that's on Peacock, which I don't have. But then later on, it'll be on Prime, which I do have. So I just have to wait. It's like, but I have Prime with commercials, which used to not have commercials. But now it's pretty much just glorified Tubi. Let's see here. I found that one at the flea market, Pat. Nice. Sad to say that I've never really seen this movie. My only memories of it is watching bits and pieces of it as a child when my dad was watching it. Yeah, it's kind of amazing in a lot of ways. It's science fiction, which I love because it always looks ahead. Like the science fiction is usually trying to predict where we're headed, and then you make some sort of statement, whether you agree or disagree with that, or use it to examine our loss of humanity as we get more technologically involved and all that crap. But sci-fi, but then it's also killer action. Like, this movie's got some of the best action. But then it's also got all this hilarious satire. So it's really like a threefold. And then when you add in some of the violence, it's like That's what it's often knocked for, is how violent it is, which I think kind of adds to it. That's part of the satire. It's supposed to be as almost a Monty Python Black Knight level of violence, where you laugh at how absurd it is. Man. I remember the sound of Robocop walking freaked me out the first impression. Oh, I'd buy that for $1. That reminds me, when I was a kid, I used to watch Benny Hill. It used to be on at like 10:30 after MASH on Fox WFLD when I was a kid. And I knew it was way, like, I was too young to be watching Benny Hill. It was always like, the olive in his martini would fling out and land in some woman's cleavage, or, some lady's skirt would get ripped off and she'd have like a garter belt on. It's like, and the laugh track would like make it funny, and it's like, nowadays Benny Hill's probably canceled, I'm assuming, but I'd buy that for $1 guy makes me feel like Benny Hill is kind of what they're mocking, or at least that's what I think of when I see him. I saw Bones was showing off his Vestron collection earlier. Yeah, I watched that video. I love Vestron. Like I said in the comments, the Vestron video logo, when it comes up, especially on VHS, it's like going back to a school you went to when you were a kid. Like, you have all these like nostalgia feelings, and it feels like, oh, look how small and chintzy it looks. Back then, it seemed like such a big deal. Now it looks like crap. You've grown up past it. Howdy, Pap. I love the robots from Robocop. The Walker reminds me of the Goliath they used in StarCraft or Mech Warrior. Yeah, a lot of the mech stuff reminds me of that. The two-legged, and then also in Return of the Jedi, they have a lot of like Walker imagery and stuff. Like, it's not bragging. We're collectors of physical media. That's what we do. Share info. I see Jamie's got my back. We need the Ice Lord. We always need the Ice Lord. West rules. Jumping way into the series, but when they killed Lois in the third one, I thought, oh shit, they're gonna make Fembot Cop would be kind of cool. Alas, 'twas not to be. The third one I only saw once or twice. I didn't really like it. Same with the TV show. The little bit of it I watched, I never dug. I did see a bunch of the cartoon though. The RoboCop cartoon was on, sandwiched with Cops. Strangely enough. And also, I think they used to package it with the Rambo cartoon I was talking about earlier. I love the part. This woman's being sexually assaulted by these two dudes, and RoboCop comes walking up, and he shoots him. I think one dude even in the junk for nice symbolism there. And when the woman runs up to him and hugs him, like the Superman thing, she wraps his arm around him like, thank you for saving me, kind of thing. And he's so cold because he's a robot. And he's like, you have been assaulted. You should contact our rape trauma crisis center. Like, that's kind of amazing satire. Like, it shows his loss of humanity. He can't even comfort this woman who's been like traumatized. I remember Mech Warrior game, missed those type of PC games too. Bones has baller skills. Flight Simulator were awesome. I got that on VHS. So Flex, Bride of Frankenstein or Young Frankenstein, no problem. Yeah, I got Young Frankenstein. I have that on VHS and DVD. But my Bride of Frankenstein game is weak. I didn't love it as much as everybody else did. And then as I got older, I thought about kind of more what it meant, like some of the image, the messaging in the movie and the themes in the movie. Mainly when I was rewatching Ex Machina, is that what it's called? Where they make the Fembot Cop, where they make an android woman. And I was reminded a lot of some of the themes in Bride of Frankenstein with the two different men and all that. So I kind of wanted to go back and watch it and think about it more, do a deep dive on Bride of Frankenstein, but I never got around to it because it's hidden behind the peacock wall. Patrick says, he whispers, I did have a good library haul this week. Attaboy. We live with Omnicorp now. Yeah, we do. That's a good point. 1.2 gigawatt production or 1.21 gigawatt productions. Jesus Christ, my mouth quit working. Anyways, Back to the Future. God love it. This is great, where we see the reporters waiting out in front of the police station trying to get an interview with the RoboCop. He's becoming a bit of a celebrity the way a superhero does. That's what this whole section right here reminds me of. Like right after he becomes RoboCop, there's kind of the superhero montage. Like we have to see our hero handle a handful of situations to be like, oh, he's competent at any point. Yeah, we do live with Omnicorp now. I agree. I remember those cop cars were kind of futuristic, ended up being like a Ford Taurus. Exactly. When they first came out, they looked extra sleek and fast, like futuristic and like way, like speedier than the cop cars at the time. I think back then they used like what's it called? A Crown Victoria or whatever the hell they're called. Yeah, these cars nowadays, they look junky. Verhoeven always predicting the future of media, Robocop, DVD, Starship Troopers, PlayStation Portable UMDs. Yep, that's in what? Starship Troopers, I think. Yeah, Verhoeven, he even predicted Jesse Spano was going to be a freak. He knew. Robocop spitting off, none shall pass. He's from La Bamba. Who, Ray Wise or Miguel Ferrer? Vestron on the level of Dharma Initiative films. Yeah, exactly. The weird little Dharma logo. Here we see another one of these news clips with the lady from Entertainment Tonight. And we see RoboCop doing community service, meeting the children at the school. This reminds me of the Ghostbusters montage, too. We're here to believe you. We're ready to believe you. When is my Raid watch party happening, Don? Actually, I would be interested in watching Raid 1 and 2 with you, May. Are you up for both of them, or do you just want to watch the Redemption? I think those are, 2 hours apiece? That might have to be 2 different nights. But because it was weird to jump into the Raid Redemption without the Raid first. And I think the Raid 1 is more like it takes place in a confined space, and it's got like kind of this cool video game levels kind of thing to it. But Raid Redemption is more like opened up, as I recall. So yeah, I'd like to watch them both again. As you can see, I liked them, but I'm not 1,000,000% familiar with them. RoboCop handling business, ma'am. You suffered emotional shock. I'll notify. Exactly, that's what I mean. He's lost his humanity, but at the same time, that is the proper procedure. Well, you rescue her and then you send her to a trauma center. You don't give her a hug. That's inappropriate. If they ever dare to remake Bride of Frankenstein, they would change the Thick Bride like they changed Thick Rogue. Horror Cat Dad and I today were talking about what a hero to the world Thick Rogue is. She's the hero we need. Jamie Hart's taking off. Good night, Jamie. You enjoy your trip. You have fun at Wizard World. The wand chooses the wizard, my friend. Harry Potter land. Yeah, have fun. Have fun. Lots of pictures. Lots of pictures. Stay out of trouble. RoboCop. Exactly. I'm up for whatever, sir. That's what I like about you, May. You're down. That's amazing. Murder May knows what's up. Never seen any of them. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I figured the way you're so anxious to watch Raid Redemption, I figured you'd seen them both. Yeah, the first one is Raid, just the Raid, I think. They're both Korean movies, South Korean, I believe. I don't think they make a lot of movies in North Korea. But it's a South Korean film, I think. But it's got like all sorts of, I might be wrong on that, but it's got all sorts of awesome action in it. Here's the part where Miguel Ferrer gets overheard talking about how he's going to replace Dick Jones. I love that Dick Jones' real name is Ronny Cox. It's a lot of dong imagery there. A lot of dong imagery. Let's see here. Oh, Bone says Redemption is 1. See, so there you go. I'm totally wrong there. That's what I mean. 2 is just called 2. So Raid Redemption is 1, and then Raid Redemption 2 is just called 2? Raid sounded like Cube in a way. I've not seen either. It's like a crime drama. It's like a police procedural. I think it's about like an undercover cop. At least the second one, I think, is. Like I said, it's been a minute, and that's the type of movie, if I'm going to watch, I remember watching that in the middle of the night, higher than Giraffe's balls. Raid's only keeping away. I did a double feature of the Raid and Dread, called it Trapped in a Bill. Damn it, Professor! Exactly. That's what I think of when I watch the Raid. Is that it reminds me of the first Dread, or that Carl Urban Dread movie, where they're trapped inside and they have to work their way up to the levels. Same with there's a French zombie movie called Horde, or The Horde, or Le Horde, maybe. But same deal. These people go into like to an apartment building, and it's kind of like Judgment Night or something. They have to like go up to the top floor to mess with some criminals, and then a zombie outbreak happens, and they got to go to the top floor, back down to the bottom through the zombie outbreak. But yeah, video game movies. But that's an awesome double feature. I saw a review about it and it got me interested. Yeah, like I said, it's been a minute since I've seen them, but when they came out, they were such a huge one, especially Raid Redemption. That's why I thought it was the second one, but my brain be fried. It has to be nice. I love South Korea and Japan. Anything general, Sony Brett. Yep. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, it's weird, Don. I was talking to May about that last night, and you think 2 would have the sub name with it. Yeah, that's what I mean. I remember watching them, but like I remember, isn't part 2 the one with the real cool shot in the beginning? There's like a long tracking shot through like a field, like a farmland, and they pull out, and you can kind of see. I don't know. Now my brain's pouring out like RoboCop. Higher than what? Yeah, May caught that. I knew she would. Dread, yes, I've seen that. So good. Yeah, Dread, the Carl Urban one. That's the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, or I'm sorry, Sylvester Stallone one has its charm. I'm not a big Rob, what's his name, fan, but Armand Assante's really good in it. And isn't Max von Sydow in it? I think it as well. So Rob Schneider, that's his name. The Stallone one, it looks better. Like, it looks amazing. The world they build is almost like a Blade Runner type world, but a lot of it's It's better than people say, but it's still But that Carl Urban Dread one, that's where it's at. So here, RoboCop has been having glitches, so they bring him in for maintenance, and we can see his brain having flashbacks of when he was murdered. Yeah, I chose this because of comfort food. This has got to be probably one of my top 25 of all time, for sure top 50. I'm always amazed, like when I try to figure out my top like 10 or top 25, how many movies I love and can argue I love. But this is one that no matter how many times I watch it, I'm just fascinated by it. I don't think I ever notice anything new. I just think I'm always comforted by the familiarity of it. But it looks great still. This version looks good. Let's see here. Dread. Yes. All I remember 2 has a hammer guy. I think there is a hammer dude. I do remember that because I stopped Hammer Time. I miss when you would dress up, Don. Yeah, I know. Me too. That's one of the reasons I got to get settled in a permanent home, is to get my stuff back. I miss my physical media, and I miss my my silly props that I do for these movies. But there are some things in the work regarding that, hopefully. Knock on wood. Let's see here. Yeah, put your metal helmet on. Rare the sequel is better, or 2, or Uri Stallone is out on this one. Bones, yeah. Original, you get me. Yeah, exactly. Ever since he joined the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, he doesn't dress up anymore. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I decided to go out and go on Pee-wee's Big Adventure and prove that the Alamo has no basement. And in my journey, I've had I can only pack so much on my bike. Yeah, here's another part where Lewis is like, "You don't remember me, do you?" And he's like, "No." My apologies for the gap in noise there. Sometimes one of the things they teach you when you take a class on radio, or I took a lot of radio, television, film classes in college, and with any sort of audio, anytime there's dead air, particularly on radio, they say people tune out. So for the podcast audience, I apologize for the big gap there. I had to take a drink of beer while I watched Miguel Ferrer chew out his underlings. Guess that one broke him. Yep, exactly. Your halo is completely gone. There we go. Mm-hmm. Get it back for you. Yeah, right now this is kind of the lull in the story that this is an action release point. When you have a movie like this that's real high intensity, stuff that goes on that, with so much gore and violence and action, you have to have these subtle scenes to kind of, the music has to go down a little bit for it to be able to go back up. So right now we're kind of riding out an exposition scene of everybody just talking. But Nancy Allen is adorable. She's got some pinchable cheeks. You little rascal, you. Prop master create fake ice, grocery bags, etc. That's the Pat Master Prop Master. That's what I need to start having. Put you in charge of all this. Now I like this. Here's where we're getting back started up again. Like I said, we had to have a little quiet time, so now we can build our way back up. So here's where Robocop goes on his I spit on your grave murder rampage, where he goes and gets revenge on all the guys who murdered him. Yeah, so here's the part where the dude robs the gas station he's getting gas from. I dig it. Emil, that's his name. Echo says, we sold the Halo for tacos. Echo is insistent that he is going to get me to give him tacos this episode, and I don't know how. Can you Venmo someone tacos? Can I PayPal you tacos? There you go. There's a get-rich scheme. PayPal tacos. Like, hey, buddy, I'm down on my luck, man. Can you send me like 3 tacos? Yeah, I'd love to. About to get knocked offline. Pap, we missed you at the boneyard yesterday. Yeah, you can't go. Drop it. Yeah, he knows. Or are you telling May to drop it regarding coming to the boneyard? I don't blame you. Tie it in with DoorDash and bam. Exactly. The DoorDash people can bring me 3 tacos. Just you press a button on the phone and it just shows up here. Same with pizza. Man, I'm having a rough time right now. Can you get me some pizza? Yes. What's that app? I've never used it, but I see people doing it all the time. I think it may be one of the stock footage apps or something, where it's like you can buy creators coffee. Like, here, buy me a coffee, and you click some link and buy somebody a cup of coffee for being a fun creator. Let's just take that software and apply it to tacos and pizza. He says, dead or alive, you're coming with me. Damn right, Pap. That's a cool shot right there. This is the part where the gas tank gets the hose ripped off and it's spewing gasoline all over the place. And then the guy, Emil, throws I think it's a joint, but it maybe a hand-rolled cigarette. He throws it at the fire, and then Robocop walks away like Desperado from the explosion. And then every movie for the next 20 years has a guy walking away slowly from an explosion. Like I say, Desperado, From Dusk Till Dawn, anything with Robert Rodriguez, the guy walks away slowly from an explosion. Man, he's mad. Pap's mad he missed the boneyard. And Bones is mad that Pap wasn't there too. Yeah, we love Nate. Nate is an awesome member of the community. If you're not familiar with Pat Master Nate on YouTube, and what's your name on Instagram? It's like Street Justice or something. You need to be on Instagram, Nate, more. I know it's a jerk-off show sometimes over there, but all my people are there. We miss you. Pat, you don't watch longs, especially wouldn't be like the ones you've been watching. Ask me. Yeah, they've been watching some wild ones. They've been doing a lot of gross out body horror and stuff. That's why I try to drop in as much as I can. I was on there for Dead Alive, Peter Jackson one. Where in the hell are my microwaves that bring big ass pizzas like Back to the Future 2, dag nabbit? I want one of those. Yeah, food replicator. That's what I need. Patrick owns Vestron. Oh, you won't own one Vestron. I thought you bought Vestron. I thought you were the new controlling party of Vestron Video. 59 Survivor of VHS wants to know, where the hell is his hoverboard? Exactly. I think we've all been waiting on that. When they came out with hoverboards, and then I realized that they were the wheel ones, I was so disappointed because I'd only heard about it. Like, oh, there's hoverboards now, and then you see one, and it's just some jerk off on like a skateboard. It's like, give me a break. It's not a hoverboard, you liar. So back to the movie. Yeah, we're going through and we're seeing the villains of Clarence Boddicker's gang, and RoboCop is just slowly absorbing it all. I love the computer graphics for the future. It looks just like a NES graphics. Here's where you realize that Clarence Boddicker is the guy suspected of murdering him. Why do they have to show Murphy's address? Like, he's going through on the computer. We can see his brain because he went and plugged his knife hand thing into a computer, and we can see, the information he's getting into his brain. He's uploading or downloading, I should say. And when he brings up Alex Murphy's profile, we see his address and stuff. It's like, why? Not necessarily. And of course, Murphy lives on Primrose Lane. It's a fun bit of business. Tater Burger has nothing to do with Food Pad. It's a splatter flick. Welcome to Tater Burger. Could I take your order? That's what I think every time I see it. May says it's a horrible movie. Trust me. Oh, by the way, if you're just joining us, or if you have joined us at some other point, in the top of the chat, you will notice a link to a video for our friend Al Lucard, where he is nominating me for YouTube Entertainer of the Month. This episode is brought to you by YouTube Entertainer of the Month. It should be me. So go there and watch that video and put in the comments Don or Night Owl or Don Rules or whatever makes you happy. But the important thing is that I win YouTube Entertainer of the Month. By God. I have to get my second stone in my Thanos gauntlet so I can snap things away. Feeling all bitter about the boards, although I swore as a kid I was convinced we would have those when I was older. Just a tragedy, really. Yeah, but I think it's like the flying cars. Some stuff is just too dangerous. Like when people are like, where are my flying cars? I'm like, I'm glad we don't have them because there's enough bad car accidents already that they don't then fall on top of us after the accident. You know what I mean? Like, that's why we keep them on the ground. Only those people get hurt, hopefully. Oh, man, it says, woohoo, Don Rules for sure. Thank you. What is this? Get a Tater Burger DVD for Xmas. Get May a Tater Burger. Yeah, that'd be a good one. She loves body horror. What's the one that she just got? She won from one of the trivia contests. I think it was either in the Boneyard or the Midnight Hour. Maybe it was the Midnight Hour, where bloody muscle bodybuilder. I'm missing a word in there. There's another one in there. I'm sure one of you guys in the chat will know. Al got my last vote, so you get this month, then probably be back to Mikey Morg, where I'm keeping some bodies. Mikey Morg is the man. Yeah, if you have to vote for anybody, vote for it. I believe Mayanne is also nominated, so I don't think you can vote for her. No, who else is nominated? I believe that's who. But yeah, please go ahead and vote for somebody. I just want to get me off the list of people who get nominated every month. I've ridden that wave too long. I'm hogging up a valuable space. I like it especially because it reminds me of the Watch Party for Life. Don, do you and Al have beef? Not to my knowledge, but he's a bat and I'm an owl. So it seems like we're kind of natural enemies. Like, do owls eat bats? I know they eat mice. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I saw an owl eat a bat one time. There was a bat outside of my house, and every night I would notice it would come out under the streetlight and just fly in like weird figure eight shaky patterns all in the sky. And I would be like, what in the hell is that bird doing in the middle of the night? And then I realized, oh, I know what that is. And then one night I was out on the front porch just watching the bat having a seizure out there, flying around underneath the light. And this like football thing just flew in and snatched it out of the air and just took off. And I was like, I think I just saw an owl jacking, like a drive-by owling, fly-by owling, whatever. Oh, here's the great part. Miguel Ferrer's all coked up with his two prostitutes. He's like total Scarface here on the leather couch. And then Clarence Boddicker comes in. He hits him with the bitches, leave. Because really, you want to talk about philosophy. I think all of us anywhere, no matter what gender you are trying to get the bitches out of our lives, men or women. Just bitches, leave. Go on. Get out of here. She won it on the Midnight Hour Spooktacular, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, I was watching it live, and I was happy she won it. Actually, didn't I win that for her? Now that I think about it, I think I won, but that because I was unable to. I don't have an address right now, and I don't want to get body, muscle, bloody Japanese, whatever it's called. I didn't want to get that delivered to the hotel along with my pounds of heroin and my erectile dysfunction pills. This one's once again brought to you by dick pills. So I had Silent Night, Deadly Light delivered to my cousin's house, and he texted me. He's like, "What did you have delivered to my house?" And I was like, "Oh, horror movie." He's like, "Okay." So I should have done it with that, but I think that's what happened, as I recall. Sure, I love it. Hear my reactions to him on the Boneyard. What is this, Nate? Get caught up with the chat. Wolfman has nards, not RoboCop. Yeah, true that. Respect to Rial, I'm more of a dog digging and hunting tapes. Yeah, the VHS crowd, I can't hate on them. I admit I'm more of a disc guy just because of capacity and presentation. Like I like widescreen and I like a clearer presentation than the VHS offers. But VHS was my first love, so I can't ever knock the VHS. I have hundreds myself. Owls will tear up things. Yeah, they trouble. Echo says he voted for Don because I'm Team Don, not Team Mustard. Thank you. Tacos for you. If I figure out how to Venmo to them, we'll get you. Who's this clown named Echo? I don't even know him. Licks my spoonful of mustard. You guys are going to have to sit down and explain to me the mustard thing. I know Mayanne loves it, but I don't always understand these jokes. You did win, Don. Thank you. That's right. Yeah, I was going to say I thought I won, but like I say, sometimes a lot floating around in the old duder's head up here. So here we see Dick Jones murdering Miguel Ferrer. And it's this cool kind of Leslie Nielsen creep show moment where his face is all huge up on these screens as he wishes him goodbye as the house blows up. Put in the comment section if you're watching this. Well, actually, now put it in the chat if you're watching live, but put in the comment section if you're watching the replay. Did you like RoboCop 2, RoboCop 3, the show, or the remake in, 2014 or whatever? What was your favorite besides RoboCop 1? Clearly, RoboCop 1 is the best, this one. But what's your second favorite? I think my favorite is RoboCop 2 with Nuke. The drug. It's cheesier, more of a silly movie, but it's fun. I like RoboCop 2. The cartoon was pretty good. I don't know. I think you did. And then I'll win Killjoy from Echo. That happened also too. I do remember getting her Killjoy because Killjoy is one that I like and a lot of people don't. They're not good, the Killjoy movies, but they're interesting to me. May have to kill a 6-pack and watch Killjoy one day. Yeah, see, there goes her. She'll see one of the Killjoy combo movies. Y'all got to help a girl out. May's the queen. I'm her knight. That's how it works. I will defend my queen till the end. For some reason, it popped in my head to call her Mustard Ann. No idea. It just popped in my head. We've been joking around it ever since. Well, there you go. That makes sense. Have you ever seen Malignant? Echo is to me that bad it is to the girl. Yeah, I have seen Malignant. Is Malignant a remake? Because Tubi is pushing a version of Malignant on me that looks like it, I don't know, might have been some Asian horror that I was unaware of or something. But I thought it was a James Wan original. But yes, I liked Malignant. Malignant was insane. I did a review of it on my channel. I was just blown away by the sheer balls of making that movie. Like, you son of a bitch. I love RoboCop and RoboCop 2. 3 is meh. TV show also meh. Cartoon is okay. That's pretty much my review. I love RoboCop 1 and 2. I like the little boy gangster in part 2, the little kid. RoboCop 2 was most disturbing to me out of the franchise. Nuke, man. Nuke is a derivative of slow-mo or whatever that drug is they take in Dread. Yeah, they're talking about how disturbing RoboCop 2 is. So now here, this is speaking of video games. RoboCop walks in and we see first-person shooter view of dudes up on a catwalk and in the ground. And so like you have to, it looks just like something out of a video game. Looks like Red Faction or whatever it's called. Shows how old I am. It's called Call of Duty, you idiot. Actually, it reminds me of James Bond GoldenEye. That's the OG first-person shooter to me. That's the first time. I never played Doom. I wasn't into Doom. I didn't have a computer back then. I had a PlayStation. And then my roommate had the GameCube is how I played Bond. I'm glad y'all probably wanted to know that. So yeah, RoboCop is just shooting the hell out of everybody in this meth lab or whatever it is. And it's good action. Like Verhoeven, the same dude that directs Basic Instinct, directed all these action scenes. That's amazing to me. I'd buy that for $1. Echo loves to traumatize me. That's a good pun, May. That's the queen of horror should be able. That's a pun worthy of you. NES, SNES, and N64 all at hand, GoldenEye, and Perfect Dark with expansion and 4 controllers with memory. Exactly. And no being odd job because that's cheating. And no humping the body armor, as we used to call it, where you just go like stand where the body armor just keeps regenerating. Like quit humping the body armor. Man, Red Foreman, athletic. He did like some parkour Jackie Chan stuff there. He jumped from the scaffolding catwalk thing down through a breakaway roof and crashed into an office. What's my man's name? Kurtwood Smith, I think it is. Kurtwood Smith. That's a mistake for me. Kurt and Kirk. I struggle with that. It's like Alex and Alec. Some of these are just, but I'm one to complain. People always call me by the wrong name. They'll be like, "How you doing?" I'm Don. They'll be like, "John?" I'm like, "Yep." Sometimes in a loud club, people are like, "What is it, Juan?" I'm like, "C." So yeah, I'm cool on people getting my name wrong. So Kurtwood Smith should be too with your weird ass name. He really makes that bad hairline works. Like he's got like he's balding and he's got like the receding hairline, but on him it adds to his weird. It makes his brain look bigger. What's his name? Sinestro from the Green Lantern, where he's got like the big forehead. Lobot from Empire Strikes Back. Let's get back to the chat here. Pat Master says Basic Instinct is 50 cents at the pawn shop. I have like 4 versions of Basic Instinct. I think I have on VHS, and then I have two different DVD versions, and then I have a Blu-ray that's like the exact same as the special edition DVD. So clearly, I love me some Basic Instinct. The Black and the White Lotus, and, the bad, like cheesy music, like it really adds to it. I would blow up the armor. Yeah, exactly. I should introduce Mayan to the Empire Full Moon collection. Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm not watching anything else with you, Echo. Good choice, man. Echo loves to punish himself with bad movies. By the way, Amazing Bulk now streaming on Tubi. That's my price range, Pat. 41 cents with tax average on my tapes. Still got to pick what we'll be doing with the Echo side later this week. Did Kurtwood Smith ever have hair? That's what I mean. Same with like John Lithgow. We were talking about Blowout earlier. That's John Lithgow's first movie, and he's looks like John Lithgow in that. He's like probably in his 20s, but he looks like he's 45. Like he just has always looked like John Lithgow. That was a cool matte painting. The big OCP building, I think it is. The building's got like a funky design to it, but you can tell if you look real close at the picture that it's just a regular building that they did a matte painting over the top of. Nowadays, you would just do that with CGI and you would never even notice. But back then, that's a slick trick, bro. Same with that. There's a glass elevator and everything on the left hand of the side of the screen is a matte painting. They had so many better tricks before the computer technology ruined their creativity. How come there was no Echo Side? Pat Masters says Basic Instinct is 10 out of 10. Yeah, it's such a crazy movie, but I really like the plot where like the woman describes the murder that happens like in the book. So then when it happens, she can say, well, obviously, I wouldn't have written about it. Which I'm not sure if that's true. I think in court they would prove that, well, it happened just like the way she put it in her book. But they used the reverse psychology in that one. So anyways, I'm entranced. Robocop's trying to arrest Ronny Cox. And this is where he learns, what is it, Protocol 3 or whatever, Directive 4. There you go. But this is all about like how the police work for the government and how the police aren't going to like arrest the people in the government when they're bad or the rich people when they're bad because they own the police. I mean, it's a very simple message you're seeing, but it's so true, Who's going to arrest their own boss? We see that every time there's like some sort of special prosecutor or whatever for the president. It's like, yeah, they're not going to arrest their own boss. Whoa, where are we at here? Don't give him any ideas, Don. Donald Pleasance as well. Let's see here. Permabald. Yeah, Donald Pleasance, I can't even imagine with hair. I saw a picture of a young Patrick Stewart when he had hair, and he was, I don't know, the picture was being shown because everybody thought he was handsome, but I thought he was kind of scary looking with hair. Like I thought he looked kind of creepy. So now Dick Jones is sicking Ed 209 on RoboCop. Ed 209 has the dope stop motion animation. It's probably one of the better stop motion robots in movies. Way better than Robot Jocks. No disrespect to Robot Jocks, though. Professor says his phone is at 5%, so I'll stay all till it dies. But when it happens, I want to wish you all wonderful. This is just like the end of Titanic. Professor, don't let go. Don't let go. Rose, you selfish bitch. Quit. Share the door. Share the door. Been fun, Professor. Oh, don't leave us, Professor. Yeah, exactly. It's like a never-ending story. Don't sink into the swamp. Artax, no. Good night, Professor. Robo Weller. Mikey's Morgue. There's my guy, Mikey. Cheers. Cheers to Mikey. If you're not familiar with my buddy Mikey's Morgue, he's the coolest. He's always he does what the mandate here is, which is let people know about new movies or new old movies. So Mikey's dope at it. Sorry, I'm entranced. The stop motion Ed 209 is trying to walk down the steps. We're at there's 29:56, so basically 30 minutes left in the movie. And I like Ed 209's sound effects. Like there's a bunch of like tiger roars and stuff in there. Like it sounds like old dinosaur footage and stuff. I hope you have a great night, Professor. Yeah, everybody loves the Professor. Mikey Mouse. Echo Side was canceled because there was a House of Horrors and he doesn't want to do back-to-back streams. That makes sense. Mikey's Morgue. Hey, Don. People are saying, welcome to Mikey. 59 Smart was just talking about a few bodies you had over there. Yeah, he did. He admitted to stashing some bodies over in the Mikey's Morgue. We had I was going to plan one night an impromptu body bags John Carpenter watch along. And it was just some random night. I couldn't sleep and I was laying in bed and I got the computer all set up and turned the light on, got my Halo lined up, and the damn internet went out while I was trying to get I couldn't get the Fire Stick and my streaming to work at the same time, and I got pissed off and went to bed. I think there's dead spots in the internet around here. There's dead zones. Speaking of dead zones, there's my review or watch along of The Dead Zone available now on my channel, along with the other catalog of wonderful films I've watched. So if you enjoy this stream, be sure to check out every minute of every other one I've done. Sweet man, I am your Mikey Mouse. And I'm Donald Duck. A man once did 8 back-to-back streams over a 3-day period, 3 one day, 2 the next, and 3 the last day. Echo, you're a champ. I don't know if I could do that many. When you jump around to different channels, it helps. If you do more than one on your channel, or on my channel at least, the second one suffers. Because there's been times when I've done 2 movies in a day, usually broken up by a couple hours, or sometimes 2 streams back to back. And the second one always does bad. I don't know why. But when you go from channel to channel, sometimes that still works. Like I'll be on Video Tasties, then I'll pop over here. And Survivor, always nice. Let's have my other beer since there's a half hour left. Who else could play Lewis? It feels like anybody could have, because she doesn't really do that much. Like I love Nancy Allen, but she's kind of like, she doesn't have much to do here. She's just sort of like nice female cop. See, there's another joke. The car, the 6000 sucks, S-U-X. I don't know. They have like little bits of business that they do in here, the satire. They're talking about the strategic defense laser misfired today and set a bunch of stuff in the country on fire. And I don't know why that's funny. It says right there 113 people died. But it's that same type of comedy that's in Starship Troopers, where it's just like super dark and macabre of like how we glorify war and crime and violence. Oh, let's get back to the chat here, because they're on one of those Entertainment Tonight parts where we see the news segment. They're talking about the crime-plagued Lexington area. They're talking about how the cops go on strike. So people are saying hello to Mikey. I finally completed those dinosaur cash cows 1 through 11. I'm only a VHS for the DVD. There are too many for shizzle. 59th hit his bodies at Mikey's Morgue. Exactly. That robot fail when it tries to go down the stairs. I know, that's what I mean. The stop motion of it getting like tangled up on the steps. And that's exactly a video game thing too. It's like, well, how do you defeat the Metal Gear Solid looking robot? It's like, I don't know, walk down some stairs. If you're not subscribed to the professor, he's a super talent guy. Exactly. Thank you, Echo. I appreciate you sharing out the professor's link there. Be sure to follow the professor or subscribe to him. He's criminally underfollowed or undersubscribed or whatever the proper word is. But he's like a very good video creator. Like he understands like editing and audio, and he puts out a really quality presentation. And he's always just funny and a nice guy. He's a super supportive dude to the community. He lifts up a lot of other, like, he lifts up folks who are trying to get where he's, trying to get to. He doesn't feel competitive. He feels like a pal. I kind of love that guy. Man says, I love Body Bags. I watched it for the first time with Sean. Yeah. Body Bags is great. I love a good anthology horror. I wish they would have made that into a show. It was supposed to be basically a what do you call it, a pilot for a show like a Tales from the Crypt show for Showtime. and they only made the one, but it's so out there. Just the whole story with Mark Hamill and the serial killer's eye, and the Stacy Keach and the hair growing out of his skin, like the Morgellons hair thing. All that's just super cool. I have all the bodies, man. Of course, Mikey does. Mikey's the man. Donald Duck, exactly. Mikey Mouse, Donald Duck. Igor's Young Frankenstein, Mikey. He ain't got no body. Yeah, body bags is cool. I like the Stacy Keach hair part. Yeah, you know what's up. Kal-El, sir. Welcome, son of Jor-El. That's my friend Cal. Cal just put out a new video, I believe. I think I saw it on my homepage there. I need to watch it. Cal's cool all day long. There's some bunny for everybody. Damn it, man. I love you, but you're killing me. And if a pun's so bad it kills me, it must be awful. Everybody's welcoming Cal. No, I love man. She's the queen of the chat. She's the queen of horror in these parts, by God. Nowadays, you got to gender swap him for a dude. At least that's what they did in the remake. Yeah, the Nancy Allen, I'm assuming you're talking about. Yeah. She's a fan fave, and the villain. Yeah, the villain in Carrie. Yeah, exactly. She's been in so many movies that, like, she feels like a. I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah, you can see me struggling to make the right words out of it. She feels like a friend. Like, as soon as I see her, I'm comforted. Like, oh, it's Nancy Allen. Like, she's gonna be cool. Like, yeah, she's been in so many things that I love that when I see her, I feel like I'm not like attracted to her per se. She feels like my mom's cool friend or some shit. I don't know. Like when I was a little kid, my mom always had cool friends, and they would like come play toys with me and stuff. And it's like, yeah, she reminds me like a cool mom friend. Especially in this with the short hair. She's not over sexualized in this, I guess, is what I'm trying to awkwardly stumble around through. Let's see here. Macabro's still holding on at 1%. Good. I'm glad you got to hear the We Love Macabro soliloquy, because we do. Team Macabro. Start to look close at the uniforms of Starship Troopers, and it starts to look like Spaceballs. Yeah. He's really awesome. Rip to your battery, Professor. Yeah, Brian's here. Brian's a lurker. I like Brian. Please help me get YouTube famous so I can score some big hot boob goth chicks and live the dream. That is Professor's dream. That's all he wants. Everybody else just wants to get rich and famous. He's like, can I just get some goth chicks, please? Body Bags is criminally underrated. So good. It does feel like a creep show that comes on now. Yeah, I wish they would have done that. I love any of those anthology shows. Because even if one sucks, there's a good chance the next one will be good. Like, it's hard to give up on it. You know, like The Walking Dead at one point I gave up on, or I never gave up on Game of Thrones, but it got close. But like Deadwood, I think I watched a season, and then later on I went back and watched the other two. I've only seen like 2 seasons of Stranger Things, because you just give up on them. But anthology stuff, like right now I'm watching Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix. And I think I'm on like episode 4. I've been chipping away at them. I don't want to watch them all in one night. But they're really good. And I just really like that even if I'm not enjoying one, you know, in 28 minutes, a new story will be starting. And just as I said that, my man said, I'll buy that for $1. Man's laughing. Hello, Professor. Everybody's laughing at the Professor's hopes of big boob goth chicks. Brian Mask is seen around, a cool mask dude. Yeah, Brian Mask, he's a fun cat. He's always popping around in the chats. And there's Video Tasties. Nice to see you, Gareth. We mentioned you earlier on in the chat. That you're the new drinking game. Anytime I mention Gareth, everybody take a drink. For you, it's like whatever, 8 a.m. or something. So probably don't. Mikey's says Body Bags is a TV movie, I believe. Yeah, it was a Showtime thing. Showtime was trying to compete with Tales from the Crypt, so they did that pilot episode, and Carpenter as the I don't know, what's he called, the mortician or something, or the coroner. I don't know what he is there. I think he's a coroner. But he looks like the living version of Iron Maiden's Eddie. He looks like he's just about to die. I like the style and the score of Body Bag stands out more when you know it was made for a series. Well, I believe 2 of the episodes or sequences were directed by Tobe Hooper, and 1 was directed by Carpenter, maybe? I don't know. It's been a minute since I've seen the breakdown of it. But yeah, I dig it. But yeah, that probably should be one that I watch in the future again, because I was all excited to watch it with you guys, and then I kept getting the little circle spinny deal on the screen, and it was pissing me off. I like the remake and the choice for Lewis. It was a nice pick for me. Character never did enough for me, compelled to have it a woman. That's what I mean. She just doesn't have enough to do. She's a woman basically for the sake of being a woman, like gender equality of having a female cop. I mean, it's early representation. But there are a lot of already cops in the 70s and stuff. You know what I mean? There was Angie Dickinson and I think Pam Grier or what? No, Pam Grier was like Coffee or Foxy Brown. But then there was a TV show that was just like that, and I can't remember the name of her. But anyways, yeah, lots of female cops and female crime fighters in the 70s, Wonder Woman and Charlie's Angels and all that stuff. So it wasn't like they were being super progressive or pushing any boundaries. It was an old thing. So now we see Kurtwood Smith's gang, Ray Wise, and them just going out and blowing up the town with the big, awesome BFG they've got. Oh, Garrett says, hi, May. Nancy Allen looked great in Carrie and Dressed to Kill. She doesn't look good in this. Yeah, that's what I mean. They wanted to make her more of a soldier in this. Verhoeven is real weird about that. I feel like the, oh, God, what's the curly-haired name lady in Starship Troopers? Rio, is that her name? I can't remember what it is. Or is Rio the guy? But Reno something. They do the thing where Denise Richards is like the pretty girl, but then the other one with the curly hair, I'm drawing a blank on her name. I can't think of it. She's supposed to be more like the soldier, the more masculinized woman, the Vasquez from Aliens, Aliens is real good about that too. The female soldier, like not sexualizing them, just one of the troops. Poltergeist 3, yeah, she is good in Poltergeist 3. Her and Tom Skerritt are a good couple. Poltergeist 3 is is a movie I really like that really doesn't get talked about much. One of these days I'm gonna have to do a Poltergeist, all 3 of them. See, look at all these endless movies there are to do. That's the great thing about these streaming movies. There's always going to be more comfort food for me out there to absorb. I just want Tonkos in an underground bunker, right? I actually think it was easy to redo a character with a guy because people wouldn't accept another chick in that role. Yeah, they would have been comparing her to Nancy Allen. Creepshow TV series is super good. Yeah, I've watched a little bit of it. Actually, I got Shudder when it first came out and watched the first season or 2 or something. And then they've been showing it on AMC in the middle of the night sometimes. Like you'll see blocks of it or marathons. So that's a good one to throw on. Cabinet of Oddities. Yeah, the Cabinet of Curiosities or whatever. The Benicio del Toro. It's or not Benicio del Toro, Jesus, Guillermo del Toro. You can tell it's 2:08 in the morning here, 3:08 Eastern time. God only knows what time it is for poor Gareth. He should have been able to work on the Silent Hills game. True. Brian is so nice. He sends me a mask set. Ooh, nice. Never knew it was a Showtime movie. Wow. Yeah. I watched it on Showtime actually first. I was hoping that they, like I said, they wanted Carpenter to be the new Crypt Keeper, but I don't know. I think they had one of those deals where like the head of the studio or whatever, the Showtime's programming director or whatever, got replaced, and the new person never wants to do what the old person was doing because they want to make their mark on things. HBO has gone through that a couple times where they Like they just went through it now when they got bought by Discovery. They switched over all the creative people, so they made all these new decisions about like what shows would be on, and that's why Game of Thrones wrapped up, is they knew that there was new people coming in, so they wanted to get the original Game of Thrones series done, and it ended up rushing it and ruining it, you know. Brian says, hopefully Mikey will get his masks this week. I hope so too. Make a video for it, Mikey. Hell yeah, they're going to look great with all of his horror stuff. That's congratulations, Mikey. Oh, look at everybody being supportive. That's what I like. And there you go. You would be cool if you do an unboxing video. That chick was hot in Starship Troopers. She reminded me of Felicity. If you remember exactly, I can't think of her name. She did remind me of Felicity with the curly hair. Felicity was in the Rise of Skywalker. She was in one of them. She plays that Rocketeer looking lady. Bad gaps in my VHS, Poltergeist, all of them. Very cool. Brian is amazing. Yeah, Brian, cool guy. I like a lot of his videos. He does cool cosplay. There's the part where Emil gets turned into the Toxic Avenger, and he's like a gross pig man. This reminds me of Swamp Thing a lot. Like his face is just melting as he's walking, and then he gets hit by the car. The 6000 sucks. And he just explodes, and blood goes all over the windshield like a car wash. It's disgusting, but it's hilarious. Sorry, I got distracted. Everybody in the chat shouting out, Brian, what a nice guy he is. Mikey wants May to come over and cuddle. Man says, you silly goose. Man says, this movie is really entertaining. Yeah, it's got like horror elements in it, but it's also got the action, the sci-fi, and it's got like this kind of crazy action a robot future thing where it pokes fun at where we're headed. Good cast. Here's where he gets hit by the car and explodes. Ooh, just nasty, but awesome. Best part, possibly. There's so many good parts. Well, most memorable. Yeah, exactly. It's one of the ones that you can't forget, where he just. So there, Lewis gets shot. He shoots her perfectly in the shoulders, missing the bulletproof vest. Mikey here, the amazing mask. Brian made me check it out. Cheers. That Mikey script. Did AI write that for you, man? Here's a VHS in front of me. Oh, Dina Meyer. Thank you. That's her name. Dina Meyer. Yeah, she has a lot like Felicity. Carrie Russell. Is that her name? Thanks for the shout out on my new video. I appreciate that. You all the support. Love y'all. Gotta run. Take it easy, Cal. You cool, man. I want a mask of you, man. Oh boy, that's gonna come back to haunt you in court. Go back to my basic instinct discussion. Don't say things that will come back to haunt you in a legal setting. Good night, Cal. Action, horror, comedy, the best. Yeah, exactly. Wait, Meg Gator has never seen Robo? Yeah. Gonna be the scariest thing in your collection. Everybody's wishing bye to Cal. Night boils and ghouls. There you go, Crypt Keeper. So now here, Clarence Boddicker and Ray Wise. Nancy Allen takes out Ray Wise up in the thing with the huge, ridiculous BFG gun. And at this point, Kurtwood Smith is like, his glasses are broken. He's got the blood running down his face. Like, he just looks so badass right there. It's hard to believe that him and RoboCop. Oh, there's where he pierces RoboCop, and it's like the Jesus thing with the spear in the side. There, he rips his throat out, straight Roadhouse style. And Red Foreman gets his amazing Hamlet-esque death scene. He's Shakespearean. He flails around. What a cruel world. They'll fix you. They fix everything. Nope. So now here, after they've defeated the gang, much like video game style, we have to go after the big boss. So we've defeated the lower level underlings. And now Robocop has to fight an Ed 209 coming in, even though he's already defeated an Ed 209. This is totally video game stuff. And he pulls out one of those big BFG guns and blows that thing away. Superior firepower. That's one of the many jokes in this movie. The glorification of like ridiculous explosions and stuff. And now Robocop is headed up to the top floor. Let's see where we're at in the chat. Carrie Russell. My sisters went to some dance studio in Denver, Colorado with her. I've seen her in real life. Yeah, also in the film 8 Days a Week. Just found that one too on tape. Yeah, I remember her. She was a big deal in the 90s. A lot of those stars were the Jennifer Love Hewitts and Nev Campbells and them. Those TV stars got huge in the 90s. I'm under my heated blanket right now. Mikey Mark says Mayann's the hottest, and she says, yeah, I'm under my heated blanket. So, yeah. Carrie Russell was in Antlers, Mikey says. I've never seen Antlers. I heard it was good. Mayann says, nobody ever talks about Antlers. I enjoyed it. Yeah, see what I mean? I heard it was good. It's one of those that when it went by, it didn't sound like something I'd like. And then later on, I heard, oh, go back and check out Antlers. I'm like, all right. Is that Elijah Wood? Who's in Antlers? I think I found Carrie Russell in a Las Vegas promo video from the 90s. It could be her sister. Awesome transformation scene in Antlers. I like it. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. All that technology and no deep fake suspension on that video clip, Robocop. Exactly. So they were all caught up with the chat. So there's where they fired Dick Jones, which makes him no longer protected by Directive 4. And here's one of the only bad effects in the entire movie when Dick Jones falls backwards out of the window of the skyscraper and then falls backwards, and his claymation arms look terrible. He looks like I don't know, some sort of weird Tim Burton character or something. What do you like better, RoboCop with his mask on, or later on when they take the mask off? That's the Spider-Man conundrum. When they made Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, they made sure to have the stuff at the end where his mask is off or gets ripped off. And they do that a lot in Spider-Man and Batman movies because you can't see the actor's face behind the mask. So they try to get rid of it so you can then see the actor, emote. So I don't know. I find RoboCop without his visor is like kind of creepy and unsettling. Like he's hard to look at. It reminds me of what's it called, Brain Dead or whatever. The cover for it. RoboCop designed by Robo Team, starring Peter Weller, Nancy Allen. All right, so now we're going into the wrap up of it. Let's night owl it tomorrow, Don. Yes, we will. Actually, I think that will be a thing. I have a couple of movies on my list, one for each mood. Like I said, the theme of right now is comfort food. We've hit the dog days of winter, if there is such a thing. I'm sick of being trapped inside. I'm tired of waiting for spring, and I find days where I'm just like, bleh. So these movies I'm picking right now for this little batch of watch-alongs is just stuff that comforts me. So what's more comforting than RoboCop? I don't know. Tune in tomorrow and we'll find out. Barring technical difficulties, I'm sure I'll have something going. Pap has end credits. Leave the armor on. I just like my bio combo. Sweet mutations everywhere. Does anyone else think the name Toby sounds stupid? Damn it, Mikey. I like the mask. Yeah, I prefer the visor too. He looks more RoboCop-ish because you can see like the skin attached to the helmet. I don't know. Toby is a good name for a cat, Mikey. Yeah, that's a good one. Tobey Maguire is popular, but to John Denver, Rocky Mountain High. I lean to John Denver, Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Um, so yeah, there we are. The credits. Wrapping her up. It is 3 minutes left of credits. I think the first time I saw this movie, I saw it in the theater. My dad took me. Because it was so cool and interesting sounding, and it was everything it was supposed to be. It was laugh out loud, it was action, it was crazy, it was over the top, and it's friggin' RoboCop. You can't go wrong with it. So I thank you for joining me tonight and joining the chat regulars, our heroes, Mr. Bones and Mayanne and Echo Zero and Professor and Pat Master and Mikey's Morgue and Kal-El Daily and all sorts of the folks who have dropped by. Patrick, have Cheetah Will interview. Our friend Gareth, Video Tasties, of course, had to drop by. Great first watch for me. Everybody shows up here. I know that's my people. And thank you, 59 Survivor of VHS. You have been an awesome watch along partner, as well as Brian's Masks and I'm drawing a blank on who else has been here. I'm sure I can look and see, but frankly, everyone here has been awesome, and I appreciate the hell out of you, and I appreciate everything that everybody contributed. Man says thank you for the stream. Mikey's Morgue says have a great night, everyone. Cheers. Pap says thank you so much. Thank you. Cool for the hangout. Yeah, I appreciate you guys dropping by on a middle of the night Wednesday, Thursday. It's 2:22 a.m. on February 22nd, 2024. And I have a giant tattoo of 22 on my shoulder, literally. So never mind. So yeah, we had a real moment here, all of us together. I appreciate that. So thank you all for hanging out and watching RoboCop with me. Like I said, it's comfort food, and all of you are comforting to me. So keep being awesome, and I wish all of you green grass and high tides forever.